So the game just finished, and the U.S. getting a 1-0 win over Mexico in this friendly. It's their first win against Mexico in 3 years. I know it definitely felt very kind of weird to say that and consider how long it's been since we have last beat Mexico in any sort of game. But we finally beat them in this game tonight at Nashville, and the only goal in this game were Tyler Adams in the 71st minute. And obviously, there were definitely some positive and some negative in this game. Certainly, I think my overall reaction to this game is that, I'm happy that we beat Mexico, and, anytime when you beat Mexico, either in a friendly or in a competitive match, I'm always happy about that. But there was also some kind of positive things coming out of this match, and there are also some negative things that I saw in this match, and things that we got to fix pretty soon, or else that we're probably not going to make any progress whatsoever. But let's start kind of with the negative things that I saw in this game. And really, I think overall, when I look at this game, if I had to summarize this game in a whole, I think this game was a tale of two halves. I mean, Mexico were absolutely dominating the first half. We were absolutely shocking in the first half. Like, the team just, I don't know what happened in the first half. I think the team was thinking they were still playing Brazil or France or some team that is much stronger to them, because they play so conservatively. I mean, the amount of time that we just keep passing the ball sideways, backwards, sideways passing, and then when we go into the opponent third, every time we just lose the ball there was no attacking threat whatsoever. And, it was just, it just kind of felt like, why in the world are we not taking more risks? I mean, we're not playing against Brazil first team. This is a Mexican kind of team with a lot of inexperienced youth squad, and the fact that they also have a very inexperienced defense. Why in the world did we not try to go forward, to try go on the attack and try to really test this Mexican defense? And the other thing that I was kind of felt a little bit negative about this game is also the team selection. Now, originally when I tweet this out, I only look at the starting 11 once before I tweet this out, and I said that, it's good that Dave Sarachan decided to rotate some of the guys, because it's been only 4 days since we played that Brazil game. But I didn't look at it closely and saw that Tim Wei and Kellyn Acosta is starting in the wing. And I honestly don't know why in the world did they start in the wing, and I hope that Dave Sarachan in the future never start them on the wing, because they were very ineffective on the wing, especially Kellyn Acosta. He looked absolutely uncomfortable playing in the wing, and I don't blame him. That is not his natural position. He does not play in the wing. Name me one time that Kellyn Acosta has played in the wing for the Rapids and FC Dallas. Yeah, he never plays in the wing. So why in the world do we decide to shove him into the wing? I mean, that is just some sort of kind of Jurgen Klinsmann kind of move, where we just decide to shove somebody out of position even though they never played that position before, thinking that everything will goes right. And then I also saw that Zardes was starting up top, and yeah, I mean, Zardes starting at top. I didn't know that we were ever going to give him a chance ever again. And I think after tonight's game, it's pretty clear that we're not going to give Zardes another chance of getting anywhere near this U.S. men's national team. I mean, I know Zardes has been very good at Columbus, and he's kind of having a resurgence, but that doesn't mean that even with this resurgence, he can just go straight back into the U.S. men's national team. You saw how awful he was when he was with the U.S. a couple of years ago, and once again tonight, he's proven once again of how bad he was, and he just could not hold up play to try to give chance to set up plays and also potentially put the ball into the back of the net as what you're supposed to do as a striker. But probably the most negative thing, and the thing that I will be very critical in this match, has to be Wil Trapp. And I even tweet this out at halftime saying that we should definitely have sub him out of this game. And I didn't actually double check to see did he actually get sub out, because in the second half I was actually kind of 80% paying attention to the game and 20% actually paying attention to some of the homeworks that I was doing. And of course, I'm going to continue to do that homework after this video. But yeah, you know, I thought that we were definitely going to sub Will Trapp out of this game in the second half. Consider how poor he was in the first half. He was by far the worst player in the first half. He was very slow getting back, and he was very bad defending. A couple of times he just let a couple of the Mexican players to just blow right past him, and then going forward he keep losing the ball and he keep making bad passes. He was doing everything that you would think that he definitely would have been subbed out of the first half. And you know what's interesting is that I thought at near the end of the first half, and I think this is probably the game-changing moment for us, and probably the reason why we look much better in the second half, was that we decided to bring Julian Green in that central attacking mid role. And it wasn't for Will Trapp, it was actually for Weston McKennie. And by the way, McKennie, I hope it's not a very serious injury that he suffered in this game, because he did sub out in the first half and they actually showed him holding his knee or something like that, and I'm hoping that he did not break any ligament or stuff like that. And they also said it's a non-contact kind of injury, and whenever there's a non-contact kind of injury, that is usually not a very good injury to suffer, and something that I really hope that is not very serious, because if we lose Weston McKennie for the rest of these friendly games, then it's definitely going to be very damaging in that midfield, because he is one of our most talented midfielder out there. But I thought when Julian Green come on, he completely changed the game. He were by far the guy that created the most chances, and heading into the second half, you know, we were pretty much dominating the game. We were controlling the game, something that I was hoping we were going to do in the first half, but we finally did in the second half. And you know, this was also before that sending off around the 64th minute, where Zaldivar, I don't know what the heck was he thinking. Like, why would you decide to make a two-legged tackle on one of our player and get himself sent off? I mean, I know what happened earlier about a couple of minutes ago, where there was kind of like a little getting together, where it all started with Matt Miazga basically decided to completely troll one of the Mexican player, and how he basically kind of like discriminate this short kind of Mexican player with like this kind of gesture, and you know, that really kind of bring fire to that game. And you know, I know that the reaction from everybody after that was that they were definitely very happy about that, and it was kind of a bold move from Miazga to doing that point, considering the fact that he was already on a yellow card and he could have been easily sent off if he made any contact with that Mexican player, and that, you know, if he get himself in a scuffle and get a yellow card, he would be sent off in that game. But fortunately he didn't. He just did that kind of quick kind of banter kind of move, and then he smartly moved away. And that really kind of set up a fire off of the Mexican team. You know, the Mexican team were just very angry about that moment. It really, they kind of completely lost it after that. And in many ways, that red card kind of played a lot into that incident. But I thought even before the red card, we were definitely looking like the team that could potentially score the goal. And when that red card did happen, I was expecting us to finally score that goal. Like, you know, now that we have a man advantage, we should really take advantage of these chances, which we eventually did in the 71st minute with Tyler Adams, of course, scoring the goal. And let's just say that, you know, this was very bad defending for Mexico. I mean, to be fair, it was a very good kind of cross from Robinson, who was another guy that I thought he had a very good game in this match ever since he came on. But seriously, that ball was literally rolled into the middle of the box, and there was like 5 Mexican defenders that literally just watched the ball goes into the middle, and nobody decided to clear it. Like, talk about the definition of ball watching. That is just how, I don't know how in the world did none of those Mexican players decided to just go to the ball and just clear it did out. But instead, they watched that ball roll into the middle, and Tyler Adams just say, "Thank you very much. I'll take a shot from there since you guys decided to not clear that ball away," and he puts it into the back of the net to make it 1-0. So, yeah, certainly, I'm happy with Tyler Adams getting his first ever goal in a U.S. men's national team shirt, and, certainly it was a good development of play for us, and it also came off of a counter-attacking at that point. But seriously, the defending of that goal was it was so bad. Like, it was right near the level of probably MLS style of defending. But, after that, there wasn't really much kind of going on. I mean, we were still kind of dominating this game. We were trying to make it 2-0 just to, once again put the Dos a Zero kind of troll to the Mexican fan. But unfortunately, we didn't quite did that. And in the end, of course, we won this one 1-0. And, like I said, I'm happy with this victory. But certainly there are things that we definitely need to improve. And I think the biggest thing that we got to improve is we cannot always have to be super conservative coming into this game and just be scared of not going forward. I mean, I know that in the last couple of games we have played some of the best team in the world, that is Brazil and France, and I understand why we had to go conservative at that point, because if we'd gone aggressive against those teams, then we could have easily lost 3 or 4-0. But when you play, like, for example, tonight against Mexico with a very youthful side and very inexperienced side, then you need to try to be more aggressive, and you need to try to put your authority coming into this game, and you really need to kind of put into kind of like a stamp and kind of a control of this game, that this is a game that we want to win, and this is a game that we are definitely going to score a couple of goals to get a good win. And that is exactly what we did not do in this game. And I'm hoping that in the future, when we do play against teams that is kind of like right around the same tier as we are, and that, those are the team that we are either expected to win those games, or we probably should beat those opponent, we need to be more aggressive and not be too conservative. And also we need to find somebody that can actually score goals for us, because it's pretty clear that this US team still do not have a real goal scorer, and that is a very scary thing to say. I mean, it's one thing to say that I'm happy with the fact that our defense have been absolute rock solid in these last couple of games, and that our midfield at times look very decent, but that doesn't really matter if we don't really have a goal scorer coming forward. We need to score goals to win games, and goals are the thing that will really make and break in terms of your chances of winning games. And the fact that we don't have that is something that we got to figure out in the future. And, so far for me in that striker position, as much as it pains to say this, maybe we might put either Jozy Altidore back there in the striker position, or actually no, not put Jozy Altidore in that striker position, but maybe put guys like Tim Way and also George Sargent in there. And that is another thing I also want to mention, of that I wonder when are we actually going to start seeing George Sargent in that striker role. I mean, we've been talking about how he could be potentially be the guy that will be the goal scorer for us, and he is going to try to carry this team in terms of the goal scoring department, but so far he hasn't really appeared in any of the games, and I'm assuming he probably will in these October friendlies. And you better hope that when he play in these October friendlies, he will actually look decent and score goals for us, because if he cannot score goals for this team, then we are going to be having a big problem in that striker position, and also finding out who exactly is going to be the person that is going to deliver those goals, because we all know that we don't have Clint Dempsey anymore or Landon Donovan anymore to bail us out and getting those goals in the big moments. So that is going to be a question that I hope we might be able to find out in the future, but right now it is still a very big uncertainty, and the longer that this is an uncertainty, the more concern I have with this team going forward. But either way, that of course is pretty much my review of this game. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this game, and you know, getting a win against Mexico, is this a good step forward, or do you think that it is still very early days and you still need a bigger sample size of what exactly this US team is? I think right now, the reason why everybody is still not convinced of this US team is not just because of the fact that there's a lot of young guys, but it's also because we don't actually have a real manager and a manager that is going to be taking that role permanently. And I think until we do have that manager that take that role permanently, I don't think a lot of people will really kind of pay a lot of attention to the US, because the person that is running this show right now is, you know, Dave Sarachan, and he's an intern manager, and you don't know the guy that we're gonna bring in as a permanent will just completely change the style of what Dave Sarachan is actually using right now. And also, for the record, I do not want to see Dave Sarachan as the permanent manager. I mean, I know some people say that, you know, since he has managed this team for now over a year, he might as well just might as well just make him a permanent. But when you look at some of the tactics that he used and some of the way that he puts kind of players in the starting 11, yeah, I don't like that whatsoever. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.